Hey
Hi, Nai.
everyone. Hi, Kat.
Hi,
Hi
everybody.
everybody. Welcome to another
Welcome.
episode of Emerge Weekly Detour Essentials live here on YouTube and Facebook. We are just waiting on Rochelle to join us, who should be joining in any minute now. We're super excited about today's episode. Right, Kat? We have some wonderful women in our green room waiting to join us.
Absolutely. I'm very excited about
So it should
today.
be pretty
All day
exciting
I've just
today.
all day I've been thinking about all the different things that they do and have been doing over the last however many years. I mean, I met Deborah when I was 15, and to see all
Wow.
of the things that she's accomplished during that time, and Roxy, I cannot remember where I met Roxine, and I'm just like, how many things do you do? Like, how many things do you actually do? So I'm very excited
Yeah.
about today's show.
I don't
Hi,
remember when I met
Abigail. Hi,
Deborah.
Yanni.
I feel like I really met Deborah through Daniel Turlong before anywhere else. And then I met Roxene, which she may not remember, which we'll talk about when she comes on, when I was doing a project with Miss World. The
Mhm.
year that Miss World Jamaica, the year that we actually brought the reigning Miss World to Jamaica. And
Mhm.
Roxene was the MC, and that voice,
Yes, very distinct. You can't
amazing
mix her up with
voice,
anybody.
amazing voice.
Yep.
Amazing voice. So I'm really, really excited to hear from these ladies, to learn from these ladies, to journey with these ladies, um, to hear what I mean. And when you see these ladies, folks, the most fabulous, the most fabulous.
I remember when Deborah turned 50, and I
Kat,
was like,
what?
say that again?
Go ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, I remember when Deborah turned 50, I was like, very funny. Very funny. Wait, Roxy just turned 50, and she posted some pictures of her excursion. And I had to read the caption again because I was like, does that say five? Is that a 50? I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. These are some amazing ladies. So
My
while we
body
wait
don't
on
look
Rochelle,
like that now. I'm
so
like,
while we wait on Rochelle to join us, how was your week, Kat?
it was great actually. I got to go to Montego Bay this weekend to spend time with my cousin for her birthday and my nieces and my nephews that are watching us. They watch us every week. No, so why every time Gabby Goodall comes on, the first thing she says, "Where's Rochelle?" Hi, Gabby. What about me and Night? You don't see us? I don't
Yeah, hi,
know.
Gabby. I mean, she did say a big hello first in the comments. So, hi,
No,
Gabby.
no. It wasn't hello like hi. It's hello. Where's Rochelle?
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll
like
wait to see what Gabby says in the chat to see if that's what she really meant or if she was actually just saying hello.
she going to feel bad now and try to cover it up.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think what did I do this week? Oh, well, last night, as I'm doing this PR Chick Bakes excursion, I
Mhm.
decided to test out
Oh, wait.
frosting.
I want you to
You
know that my cinnamon rolls and my chocolate chip cookies, I think they lasted a day. And I
That's
must
good.
confess, the cinnamon rolls, I didn't take all of them to Mobe because some of them I ate before I went.
Catherine, no.
Even Sammy Brandt got some cinnamon rolls, I'll have you know. Because
That's
she came
interesting
down for
because
the day.
Sammy did not give me her feedback about my cinnamon rolls. So I will message her after this. But last night I decided to try out some new flavors. So I have to have a pear chick pink one. So I was experimenting with a strawberry cream cheese frosting. So
See,
yummy.
Auntie Jen say, at least I ate the most cinnamon rolls.
Ah, yay! So I did the strawberry one, but I also tried out one that I think Rochelle would like. That she just joined us. It's called it must be it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And that one had coconut rum cream, as well as white overproof rum, and coconut shavings and stuff. So it's exciting.
What is
So just
this?
in case my mom is on, or my aunt, or any of my other relatives, it's not because I like rum. It's the coconut.
No.
It's a coconut. Who knows the coconut, Rishi?
Just so that we're clear, it's the coconut.
Actually, I was just saying it, Rochelle, because I know that you love my cinnamon rolls so much that you would love to try any flavor that I'm doing, right? But the it's 5 o'clock somewhere is very special.
Yeah. You know, the cinnamon rolls have been, I have to thank you because they've helped me with my eating habits. So I save up all of my calories for my little tray of cinnamon rolls. So in the week, people offer me things and I'm like, I don't need none of that. I don't need none of that. I'm healthy. And on Friday, I stand up over it and I just eat it. But it just make me smiley, man, and squeeze up myself.
Nice. Let me
Does anybody notice anything in my background?
familiarity.
Let me turn myself a little bit.
Hi, Rochelle. I just want to know if we're.
Can you hear me? My internet is a little wonky today.
Yeah, I can hear you, but Catherine just froze.
Yeah. Are you seeing anything in my background now?
I can see your lovely Jean Pearson head, and I can see your paintings, and I see something hanging from the paintings. What is it? I can't see what it is.
One flower.
I wasn't sure what it was.
So I wanted something because you know how I love my orchids. So I saw Puss Backfoot of Aisha Panton fame do this beautiful arrangement, and I was like, Aisha, I need something in my workspace to just lift my spirits. Let me tell you, see, from me get it today is a different level of bright me reach. Me feel
I can't really see it, Rochelle.
You can't see
you
it?
got to like, I can see there's something there, but I can't really see the exquisiteness that you're speaking to. So I feel like at some point we have to do a zoom in on it so I can actually really see it. But I'm very excited for you.
I'm going to zoom in on it later because I don't want nothing to do my flowers. I'm going. So, what a day. While Catherine comes back on, these days are running so fast. It is July 1. How did we get here?
Today's what? Rochelle, that's crazy to me that we're at the 1st of July.
The 1st of July. No, it's
oh, it's just me now. Where is everybody? Okay, so it's my show. It's the PR Chick show today, clearly, because it's just me. Okay, guys, so it seems as if everybody's having some technical difficulties. So until Rochelle and Catherine come back on, I'm just gonna go through the comments and let me just make sure I say hi to everybody. Lansdale is back again. Clearly, Lansdale is now on an official emerger because he's now here every week. So hi, Lansdale, Yannick. We said hi to Gabby already. Thank you, Gabby, for clearing that up. I don't know why Catherine is always trying to start something. Alicia, hey girl, hey. Kesna, welcome. Let me see if I'm missing anybody else. And Jennifer LaCroix. So Lancel is asking. Lancel says, what I really want to know though is when the cinnamon rolls are going public. My friend, you just need to follow PR Chick Bakes on Instagram. Click that link in the bio to place your order every week. It's as simple as that. PR Chick Bakes is now public. Oh, welcome back, guys.
Yeah, there's something wrong. The internet is kind of a little intermittent.
It was a PR Chick show family.
Yeah, it's a little strange today. So if we disappear again, it's like, you know, when you have those Vegas shows and you see 3 of us and then all of a sudden one of us just disappears and then we emerge. Spirit fingers.
We planned it.
So we're just talking that it's July 1. We've been COVIDing for what? 4 months now? 4 months? 4 months from March with the COVID. And we are now at the second half of the year. And I said the second half of the year, I go sell off. We see some people just you kind of approach July with a lot of trepidation. But I'm approaching like a marching band. You know, a proper Jamaican marching band that's like, hey, drums, trumpet, pom-poms, yeah, because we're jumping into July because it's reset time.
Ready to reset
time, guys. So you remember to register for reset. Reset is July 18th, and it's a workshop, online workshop with the Emerge team, and we are going from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We'll have a virtual workbook. It's going to be a fantastic day. Just working on the material. I am already going into the second half of the year with marching band. So we say no trepidation. We say we just a step in. You know, when you're walking around and you say, what a video light there? Shine a video light for me. Video light, we say. Video light, we say for the second half.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
And we talked about
stepping into the second half as a baker.
Stepping in as a gourmet chefina.
Russia, that's a big
so
one.
On Food Network, I watch Naomi, and you know it's nice, you know, like you just said, I watch Food Network, and you said, see my friend there, why? See my friend there, Debra Food Network, what a thing. And that was all as a result of COVID. God is good.
Yeah.
God is good.
Auntie Jen said I need the icing recipe for the cinnamon rolls.
No, so listen, guys,
no.
As we are stepping into this second half of the year, I'm going to make a confession. So recently, I was on Instagram, and you have one girl named Roxene Nickle. So Mr. Roxene, I post on for birthday things, and Roxene, I get birthday card and birthday this and birthday that. And she did have one something where it says something about 50. You remember Roxene? Well, Roxene, I put up 55 likes. Roxene wants because one can be.
Yep.
Make I tell Uno something. We have tonight, ladies and gentlemen, two of, and I just have to tell you, the original Gooders.
Original Gooders.
Original Gooders is they get Gooders and Goodest every year. That's an original Gooders. It's a new time Gooders. It's an original Gooders. So we have with us two of the original Gooders them. We have some people.
Wait, Rush. Sorry, I know you're doing your big MC intro with all the fanfare, but we actually didn't do an intro for ourselves this week.
Oh, I think we're gonna do that long time. So when did I talk when we did it for? When did I talk about?
Well, because we are having emerging experiences today, where sometimes we're here, sometimes we're not. We actually didn't get a minute to do that. So as you can see, we're now down
until back. Let me introduce you and let me hear if you can match my introduction for you. Ladies and gentlemen, before us we have the one, Naomi Garrick, straight out of Kingston 8. Nice and decent, clean girl, clean. She not only bright, stay good, but the girl can bake. Anybody know of a good little husband out there? We say, nice, PR chick. I'm gonna set right for life. She's also a reputation consultant, and she is the managing director of Garrick Communications. She's well known across the region as the brand specialist, the personal branding specialist, and crisis communicator. Naomi Garrick.
Good job. Good job, right?
I'm telling you from now, I can't top that. Okay. So am I supposed to do yours? Is that what I'm supposed to do now?
Yeah.
Whoo! Put me on the spot. Well, first of all, I can't even do those voices, but I will try my best.
Her theme song. Adrenaline rush.
rush, adrenaline, 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 rush, rush, rush. I don't know the words. So here we have Rochelle Cameron, otherwise known as Adrenaline Rush. And that's exactly what she does. She gives you a shot of adrenaline just when you need it. But let's not rush into this intro, pun intended. But Rochelle is a attorney at law. She is a people developer. She is also the mother of Christian, a man of God. She is also one of the most fabulously dressed individuals that you will ever encounter. Always glasses to match the outfit. Always flowing. She's always sashaying into any environment, any space, anytime,
Gliding.
any place. Is that the word that she normally uses? She is a lover of orchids and cinnamon rolls and a collector of beautiful Jean Pearson heads. That is Adrenaline Rush. Oh, and she's also the founder and CEO of Prescient.
Good job, Mary.
So who's gonna do Catherine's no?
I think Catherine need a proper good up. So some of you know her as Catherine Goodall, but we know her as Catty Good Gal All, because she's a friend to all. She's a business developer, which means you just tell her your idea and she run with it and bring you along so you can make some money. The girl is the friend to the end. You know, you have some friend that is friend to the middle point, you have friend to the end like Chucky. And the friend to the end like Chucky name, Catty Goodall. She attended Immaculate Conception High School where she thrived, and then she went on for further studies. She is daughter, she is sister, and she is aunt to many, but there's some that are particularly special who are in a Miami address. Catherine is your all-round, not just girl next door with her fabulously beautiful looks. She likes to tell us that she's a tomboy, but she's a tomboy anyway. Sometimes you just stay good, and if you stay good, and you know, you have a little tuck hair thing. So I tuck my hair, I just put some gel and tuck my hair fully back. Catching hair always in our face about her. So we just want to say big up to the good gal, good old girl, Justin.
I'm signing out today.
It's July, people. We can't take no more phones up and we are worried about COVID and we just, everything will be on. We are stepping on July, like I said, we own everything. We step like rich. That's the internet not so rich tonight, though. I see someone say, Catty good as. Well, guys, good afternoon, all. I seem to be the only person who is currently available who has internet that's working. I'm happy to serve you because tonight, as I mentioned before, I am so ridiculously excited because we have two of the most fabulous women in Jamaica who have thrived in their professional endeavors, thrived in their social endeavors, and today they're going to be sharing with us the journey to this age that they say they are. I haven't gotten any actual evidence because I don't know which part of them could be 50, but they're putting all of us under pressure because the girls stay good. So first we have the lady that they call the media practitioner who just celebrated stepping into this new stage in her life. And if you're going to step, you must step with toned legs like the one and only Roxene Nickle. Want to hear the applause? Roxene!
Hi, Rose.
Hi, Rox.
Hi.
And we also have with us, they call her Wine Lady Debra. And we ask ourselves, does she really drink the wine? How does she stay so and she drink the wine? I recall a time when she told me about a son that she had and an age of this son. I hear me now, whoa, Deborah was a bad girl because she had a penny there when she about 14. And Deborah said to me something about 50. Me say, which part of you are 50? She said, me have to go home and draw for me cream them, because me I say, I wonder if some cream can help me. So we have the two original gooders, the Stay Good, absolutely fabulous women, Roxene Nickle and Debra Taylor. Can you hear the round of applause? So we have lots of people joining us today because everybody, first thing people are like, which part of them is 50? Everybody under pressure. Nobody not eat today. Everybody I use Nadinola skin cream, oil of Olay, and there is like, oh, it tastes so good. Maybe we just start out straight up. Like seriously, guys, what are you doing?
Good genes. Let me start there. Good genes.
Good genes.
Good genes.
Good.
Solid maroon genes.
So
Good
we have
genes.
some maroon genes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what them say, black don't crack, because not
Black
even
don't crack. That's what I hear.
Not even a chip. So one of the things that I've noticed with both of you women is that you have a disposition of just joy and good vibes and energy. And my mother always says that that keeps you young. Is that true?
I think so.
I agree.
Deborah,
Agreed.
talk to us.
Agreed. I find that worrying ages you. So I
Yeah.
have no place for, worry and fear, and, try not to get angry. I try not to get into that unhappy place. And
Yeah.
sometimes it seems as if, I take things very lightly, or I don't feel as deeply as others, but it really is about protecting myself, I guess, and wanting to live in that happy place, because I find that if I worry, the problem is still there and needs to be solved. And if I sleep, the problem is still there and needs to be solved. And if I drink wine, the problem
looks different.
away a little. I don't want well.
I'm not hearing Deborah.
Oh, Roxene isn't hearing you, Deborah.
No,
Roxene, are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you, Rush, but I'm not hearing Deborah.
Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you now.
Okay, because I disappeared for a while.
Yes.
Okay, so let's have Deborah's internet. I think we're just having a general internet issue. The internet obviously is not as fabulous as these ladies. So Roxene.
Yes, ma'am.
Roxene, I actually did not believe you when you said that.
That's a lot.
Birthday. No, seriously though. So I know you have an exercise routine, and tell us a little bit, because what we're here for are the secrets, Roxene. We want to know what to do. What is your routine like, and is it something that you've always done?
I have been working out since I was about 17. And that was pure buck up when somebody approached me to say you should enter Miss Jamaica. And that's the first time I ever went in a gym. That was 17, 18. I am an original tomboy. Climb tree, play football, play hockey, fight with actual boys. So yes, I am a real tomboy. I played football in high school, and I went to an all-girl high school. So I think what I call muscle memory, and I've always been active. I'm always doing running, climbing some hill, doing something like that. So I think all of that, and also added to the fact that I don't eat fast food and I don't drink sodas. And this has been from maybe I was about 20. So I don't know, maybe those things help. And as I tell you, my great grandmother was 6'2", maroon, black like the ace of spades. So I believe that I have that gene coming down.
All right.
So apart from the maroon blood, I need to not buy any more fast food. I don't drink soda, but I need to clearly cut out the fast food, because I don't think I have that muscle memory that you speak of.
No.
So on the other side, I not like that at all.
But that's been what I do. There's really no secret. As Rush had said in the beginning, and Debra agreed, it's just a positive outlook. And don't get me wrong, it was a journey to where I am now, because I wasn't always positive and everything was awesome sauce, which is my thing that I say. But I believe that a positive mind, positive energy, and a positive outlook is a lot of what has helped me get through and get to where I am and how I function on a daily basis.
Okay. Then your volume is low. I don't know if you can turn it up a bit.
Mine?
No, Deborah's volume is low.
Yeah.
Okay. Where is it? I don't know why you're not hearing me. Is that better?
Yeah. Roxene, can you hear Deborah now?
Are you hearing me?
No. Roxene, can you hear Deborah?
No.
Okay, Deborah, sign out and come back in.
Okay.
All right, great. Nice.
Yes.
So, Roxene was just talking about the muscle memory, and my muscles may not have that level of memory, but me I can start somewhere. You know what though, Roxene? Yes. I think a lot of people who see you now don't even remember that you were the same Roxene from Miss Jamaica. And I think one of the beautiful things about us in Jamaica is that we are able to celebrate our beautiful Black women. I mean, when you said my grandmother was 6'2", black, maroon,
great grandmother,
that level of pride, I think it is just so powerful for us as Jamaican women. Now, I know you were bursting with several questions because when we were going through before, we were like, we could not wait for you guys to come on. So now I talk to you now.
Well, Rush, I'm not sure what you already asked because I was could not log in for a minute.
Oh, it's one of those days. But while we get ourselves resorted, because I noted that Debra, as Roxene was explaining what her exercise routine was, Debra was like, "This is my exercise routine."
Well, I guess my question would be, Deb, how do you drink the wine and stay so fabulous?
Thank you. You know what? So there's a huge element of genes, I really believe. I mean, I wasn't like Roxene. I was kind of a girly girl, but I never liked to exercise. I didn't have a facial routine until I was 40, when my friend said to me, "Look, Debra, you're getting older. You need to start taking care of your skin." And I was like, "Oh my God, but that's work. It's labor intensive and I don't want to have to do that." So I did that, but a year ago, I started just using coconut oil on my face. So when I have a shower, I use coconut oil from here at my forehead down to my toes. And I find that it's not greasy, it's not pungent, so I don't walk around smelling like a coconut. And it gives me the moisture that I want, and I love it. So here comes my other wine, because I'm actually at a wine tasting. Sorry.
I just
sorry. I'm actually at a wine tasting, and they're bringing in my wines for me. So sorry, because I don't want to miss out on my wines. You know how important it is.
How important.
But drinking wine in moderation is a good thing, and a glass of red per day is recommended and perfectly acceptable. Now the challenge is to keep it to the 1 glass per day. That's where the problem.
That's where the challenge comes in.
But
yeah.
Wines do contain resveratrol and antioxidants, which are good for the body. Obviously, you will need to seek the advice of your doctor to make sure that you are at that point where you are able to have a glass of wine per day.
Yeah, wow. So because we've heard about Roxene's routine, we know that genes are involved. Good old coconut oil. You know with the nickel and then say, "Oh, you can't coconut oil, I'm gonna make it greasy." It is actually the most absorbent oil. So it is one of the best oils for your skin. So coconut oil is the new black.
Correct. Correct.
people stay good. But you know what, guys? I see B3 parenting. Hi, Michelle, saying 50 is the new 30.
Yeah.
But one of the things we wanted to talk about with you today is we want to understand your story a little bit more. You know, people see you at this stage in your life, and you know how sometimes people think that you just hatched this way. You just came out and it was all success. So, Roxene, let me start with you. You mentioned you went to an all-girls school. Can you just give us a little summary of who Roxene is and
Wow.
what is Roxene's story?
Wow. I don't know where to start with that.
Which
Um,
all-girls school you went to?
St. Andrew High School for girls.
Oh, the best, the only high school
Life more
for
abundant.
girls.
Life
The
more
only high
abundant.
school for girls, folks.
I love it. Yeah, so I went to St. Andrew High School. I still am active. Anytime my school calls me, I'm there. Key club, student council, girl guide, drama club. I was in everything. So that was me. And then left there, and I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do because all my family are all medicine related. My mom was a nurse, my grandmother was a registered nurse, my great grandmother was a nurse also in New York. But I wasn't good with the sciences. Anything to do with the languages, reading, that was it. My mother was reading to me from I was in the womb. So I came out, and my mom is British. So for most of my life, I spoke like this because this is all I heard. My mom, my grandmother, my great grandmother. So when I went to high school, I sounded like this. And then my dad said, I'm going BTS school, so you need to learn to chat some patois. So that changed. But I believe that everything in your life has some level of purpose. So I believe with my upbringing, with being able to speak properly and pronunciation, and my mom, that guided me to where I am now. So being in media, being an MC, a voice talent, all of that I believe was some level of preparation through my life to now. And left there, I was where was I? Town Planning Department, which is now called NEPA. I was working there for a while. Left there, and somebody said, you should enter Miss Jamaica. And I go, please, what? No, not me. Took me a year, and I entered. And the night before, an assistant of Mr. Stewart said, we're opening a new hotel. You should come and work. And I go, oh, okay. And I went to Sandals, Duns River. Well, it wasn't open, so I worked at all the other Sandals, the Grill, Montego Bay, waiting for it to open. And that was a life-changing experience for me. I met all these stars that everybody talk about. I see Wesley Snipes walking, and I see all these different stars. And what changed my life, all the ministers of government came down, and they were having the official, some holiday was going on. And this woman walks up to me, Faye Ellington, and says, you should be in media. And I went, what? Because this is somebody I admired. This is somebody, when she spoke, I spoke. Whenever I see her anywhere, and I said, I'm going to be like that. And she said, you're going to be in media. This was the November. I tried to resign, and they said, no, you're going to stay through Christmas till January, and then you can leave. And I left, came to Kingston, went to her class. And at CPTC, I've done every course at CPTC: lighting, radio, writing for television, radio, camera, everything. And while waiting for CVM television to get underway, I worked at Power 106. I was one of Jamaica's first female technical operators. For those who don't know, reel to reel, I would edit on reel to reel. You have to put on the headphones and splice and put that together. Yeah, it was. I'm happy I had that experience. When they come in and the preachers do the show, or somebody does a show and you have to edit it. Got to work with Barry G, Dr. Samaj. I was their technician. So those experiences were really, really awesome for me. And then working at CVM, I did basically everything. I was a director, I did master control. I was an announcer. And one point when all the reporters were out, there was some shooting at Greenwich Farm, and Roxene was there shooting. And with the cameraman, I can shoot, I can light. I just got so well rounded at CVM over those years, you know. And in the middle of that, I was modeling and I was doing all of that. God bless Western Houghton. We've been friends forever. Oh my God. When I entered Miss Jamaica, and I was like, why am I here? I don't fit in. I don't do this girly thing and the hair and the makeup. But it was a good experience. And even to this day, I am still friends. I still keep in touch with a lot of the young ladies who I was with. April Parchment one year that I was in.
Yeah.
And I was told, you're very pretty for a Black girl.
Always.
Yeah. Because actually, it was only two of us, this hue, in the pageant. It was myself and Hillary. And I came off the stage, as I say, and that's when I went to work in the hotel industry, and then came back and then worked at CVM when it was in, and been there for many years doing everything till, where are we now? Supreme Ventures came, and I wanted something new to learn, and they were new to the industry in terms of having a draw on television.
Yeah.
And I said, I want to take that on. I want to do the lighting. I want to help them with framing. I want to do all of that. And Mr. Ho saw something, and I became a member of the team because they know that if anything went wrong, I would be able to say, this is what happened. I could fix it. And I would be able to tell them from a technical standpoint what occurred. So one day I was on the set, and I have this thing that them call the stand-up, when I, what they call the model. So I was showing one of the girls how to stand and what to do. And Brian George said, who is she? I said, I'm just your technical person. And he goes, oh no, you're going to be one of the girls doing the draw. That was 13 years of doing the draw. Your Super Lotto and your Lotto, cash pots, all of that there.
For those of you who are from again.
As the girl that said, walk good.
As you've been going through your story, I think some of the important things, is that you go into an environment and you're willing to learn everything. And in your willingness to learn everything, all of those things moved you through everything that you're doing. Because some of us just say, "Oh, Roxene talk nice. Because Roxene, you talk nice talk." But no, I understand that it was played from her. Yes, I know it has nothing to do with St. Andrew, right? But it was her mom, and it's funny too that we actually have both of you have English background. You both have a little England in who is like British link up. Because Debra, you have a British link too. You did kind of grow up in England, no?
Correct. I was born there, and I came here when I was 8, and I actually had an English accent, and it was a problem because the kids would tease me, and I was like, oh my God, I got to get rid of it, don't I? So I lost it very quickly, okay? Because at 8 years old, you know that kids are unforgiving, okay? And I was like, no, so I can't talk like that. So I put that accent down very early, very quickly. So I attended St. Francis All-Age School, which is beside Nuttall Hospital. And I then went to Holy Childhood High School. And those 5 years were quite interesting. I felt like a very unattractive. When I said unattractive, not in an ugly way, but just not in a pretty way. You see what I mean? And I had a big forehead, and I felt very self-conscious because them time that Black girl with big forehead never dare wear.
Yep.
Okay. So and my hue is a little deeper than yours, Roxene. So it was noted.
I know.
Yes. So then I went through Holy Childhood and I went on the business side of life. And I then went on to Alpha Business College because I didn't want to do sixth form. And Alpha was fantastic. I loved being at the business college. And my job placement from there was with the inimitable Jean Laurie Chin of PRO, the original PR chick in my estimation.
Yeah, for sure.
Like 30 odd years ago. And Jean was a big sister to me. She was totally amazing and taught me a lot of things. And, you know, she loved me and took very good care of me. And you know, I worked with her for, I think it was like 3 or 4 years.
Yes.
And she, one of our clients was Jerry and Nephew. So I was doing PR at that point. We had Jamaica Tourist Board, JMA, JEA, Mazda Champions Golf Tournament, Ray and Nephew's High Spirits magazine. And so, you know, with JTB, that was the exposure to tourism. And with, I guess, with High Spirits, that was my introduction to spirits. And that has stuck with me. And after Jean, I left Jamaica and went back to England because I got curious about where I came from. I wanted to do a degree, and I thought, you know, it would be easier to go there and be a citizen and kind of access, you know, what good schools and so on. I got there, and I started a university course. Didn't really love it. It was business studies. I was like, not feeling it. Got a job at at the Jamaica Trade Commission, which was the JAMPRO arm in the UK. I worked there for a couple of years, and then from there I went to Ray and Nephew UK. So I was recruited to open that office, and our brands were, you know, Appleton Ross and Ray and Nephew, and it was an incredible journey there. I started as a secretary there and moved on to brand, to call it brand management almost. And it was interesting. I traveled the length and breadth of the UK promoting the brands, and I met my son's dad. I had my son in the UK, my son who is now 26. And for the record, I'm 53. Just turned 53 on Friday, which was amazing and very blessed. But you know what's been so I was I joined Ray and Nephew UK, and I was with them for 8 years. It was an amazing job. I met some fascinating people, a lot of Windrush people that had gone over to make a difference, as did my parents. You know, they went over to make a difference.
Yes.
They met there, and they had me there. And the living in the UK was, I left at 8, so I don't really, you know, it didn't really shape a lot, I think. But yes. I do believe that there were some disciplines, because, you know, it's a very ordered society. And I think there are some disciplines that I did pick up back then. But when I went back at, you know, in my 20s and working with Ray and Nephew UK, I think that was quite formative. And and having my son there, and you know, living exercising my passion for heavyweight boxing. At the time, Mike Tyson was the fighter of the time, and I was a Tyson girl. I would be up whatever time of night Tyson is fighting. And you know, you can't blink when Tyson is fighting, because you might blink.
Over in seconds.
Right? And I was into cricket and football. And, you know, so I was able to exercise, you know, those desires while I was there. And, you know, it was a wonderful life. But my son's dad and I determined that we wanted our Black child to grow up in a place where he was not a minority. And we agreed that we wanted to bring him back home so that he at least would go to high school here. But, you know, when he was 5, his dad got a job with the Jamaica Tourist Board here, and we moved back. the relationship didn't survive, and we separated, but we have always been, to this day. Andre's 26, and to this day we are unified on one thing: whatever is
Yeah.
best for us. And so I came home and joined Real Nephew Jamaica. And I was with the Edwin Charlie, which was one of the companies under the umbrella. At that time, they had Charlie, they had Tia Maria Company. I can't remember the name of that company. There was Lascelles Wines and Spirits. I think there were like 5 wines and spirits distribution houses under the umbrella. And I was with Edwin Charlie, and we had some great brands. And, it was a really great time for brand building and brand development. And then I was moved into sales, and I was selling to hotels and restaurants, selling the portfolio to them. And that too gave me another set of skills and insights.
Yeah.
And then my love of wine came when I left Rare Nephew and went to Lascelles Wines and Spirits. And I went there in 2004 to manage a portfolio of wines. And I said to my then boss, who actually is now my current boss, that, I really don't know anything about wines. And he said, well, you're not stupid, you can learn. And I realized very early that brands are like people. So if you understand people, the person that you're speaking with, and we're all very different. So yes, there are commonalities, but there are intricacies that make us. And I realized that if I understood each brand, then I could sell it. And I have to sell from a place of passion. I can't say to you, drink this wine, it's the best thing, if I don't fully believe it. So there comes a conflict with, having to promote something, but also having to do right by yourself.
Right.
So I realized that brands have personalities, and once you understand the personalities, then you know exactly how to pitch.
Actually, I'm seeing Chesno. Hi, Chesno. Who says that Debra got her to love wines. B3 Parenting Magazine says that's where we met Debra, at cricket in London. Clara, London. And the comments that we're getting, because I think a lot of persons, in just hearing your journeys, there is something almost very sobering about how you follow your passion. Just a place of delight in where both of you are, and the things that you've learned and the experiences. Because I think sometimes as people, as we're going through our lives in the whole hustle and bustle and trying to grab everything, we're not stopping to ask ourselves, what skills are we learning? Because 25 years ago, a Black woman in Jamaica knowing just about everything about wine. She pretty much has a doctorate in wine. And even as Roxene talks about how rounded she is, and I think it's just it's very inspirational as we all look at our own lives, at whatever age we are at, and we ask ourselves, what am I learning on this journey? How am I taking the different learnings from stage to stage, and how am I stopping to actually enjoy what I've learned? Yes. Oh no, I love you girls.
And you know what, Rochelle, you know that my favorite quote is, the journey is the reward, right? Yes. And that's why we even did a journey mapping session workshop at the start of the year, because as Rochelle said, a lot of us go through life and we don't take the time to actually appreciate our journey. Yes. Right? Because every single thing that we do in life, the good things and the bad things, actually make us the individual that we are today in this moment, right now. Yes. And so, I remember when we were backstage and we were commenting about Roxene's lighting, not knowing that she actually has like technical skills in lighting and design, and we're just like, whoa, like Roxene's lighting is like on point. Not knowing that there's actually a story behind it, right? Like this is a part of her profession and her professional journey. Yeah. And so, I I know that we actually didn't complete Roxene's journey because we stopped at Supreme Ventures. So,
Yeah.
so Roxene, please continue with your story as well to where you are today.
Okay, so after 13 years at Supreme Ventures, with changing of company and everything. And while I was there, I was actually working at Cool 97 FM. So about a year difference in how long I was working at both. And I love working radio. I love radio because I like to work the imagination. I remember this one story where I had a broadcast.
Oh, I love that.
Because I like to take you there. I was at Emancipation Park. And it was me, God, and the technician. There was nobody else there. There should have been an expo. And when I went on the mic and I said, listen, the smells of the people cooking and all the things that you can buy, and the people are coming in, and it's just incredible. And if you're not here at this expo, a lady came out of her bed and came. And she crossed every part of my DNA because she said she had to. When I described it, but what was happening, the big expo that was going on at Arena, that was going on. And she said, pick me. If I go over there, I'm not coming back for you, luckily. Went over. But by the time she came over, people were filling in and it was good. So I realized the power of what I say. And when I do a broadcast or when I speak, that's why I like radio. I like to say, walk with me. Picture at the beginning, you see a donkey there with the thing, and it's telling the man with his, so that was the joy of being in radio. And whilst doing that, I was completing my degree. I just graduated in November.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Integrated marketing communications. And trust me, school and work is hard, especially in media where we never sleep. You don't have holidays. And there were times when I really thought I wasn't going to make it. But I have an awesome circle of friends and family. And everybody went to UE with me. Everybody. And
it takes the village.
I know, So in doing that, the journey came to an end with Cool. And I'm like, all right, so what happens next? But I'm just open to whatever is new because I have this degree. What do I do now? And I just got this call. I hadn't sent out resumes. I hadn't done anything for this new radio station that's starting. They said they came looking for me, and then they heard I'm not at Cool anymore. So I am now at The Edge, which is a sister station to Fire 105.
Yes.
I am producer, presenter. So I produce for Tammy Chin Mitchell, and Elaine. I do those two shows, and I co-host and everything else, and I do production as well, and I write the promos. Yeah, I just can't do one thing, and I'm blessed with all the skills, but they said I have a well-rounded person. And with the integrated marketing communications degree, I learned how to do a website, do a blog, do all of that. And so that has come into play. And now with this milestone, sorry?
Well done.
Thank you. I know with this milestone, I'm like, all right, what next? Tammy says to me, Tammy Chin Mitchell says, Roxene, this is your new year. Because you're starting, there's a new journey, a new path. And I'm like, what?
Yes.
What am I going to do next? I don't know what's next. And then in between all of that, be careful what you ask for. Because right before I left Cool, I said, I've always, from as a child, my mom reminded me that I've always said I wanted to stand on the Great Wall of China. And we started a program, Namaste India. And I met the Indian High Commissioner. And there's a festival, Kumbh Mela, which happens once every 8 years. It's bigger than Mecca. Hundreds of thousands of people pass through India. And I said to him, I would love to cover it for you. I would have information for myself, and I would learn, and I would have it for your website for China, for India. And he said, give me a week. 5 days later, he said, Roxene, bring your passport. I said, what do you mean? What are you talking about? He said, you're going to India. And it was one of the most life-changing experiences I had when I finally put my foot in the Ganges.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. That's why, and to this day, I said to people, traffic no longer bother me, because when you're in traffic in India, When the time people open the car door, there's a cow, there are dogs, there's the tuk-tuk man, there's the bike man. And imagine all of that, what we call chaos, but there's a calm. I can't explain it. So when I'm in traffic now, I'm dancing and I'm
That's
like,
right.
your traffic don't bother me. But just that energy and just being there. And then after that, before that, I got to go to China 3 weeks, represented Jamaica. It just dropped in my lap. Susan Symes was supposed to go to represent Jamaica at a radio and television techniques course. She couldn't go because she was shooting her show, and she put my name up. So I had like 5 days to get shots, to get x-rays, to get everything done. And I was in China representing my country. 58. I keep telling people that I have 2 of the biggest WhatsApp groups in the world, because all 158 countries we still keep in contact on WhatsApp.
That's
From
amazing.
China and from India, I had 58 countries and we still keep in contact. And it was an incredible. But you know, us Jamaicans, you can't go and don't go to Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal was like 8 hours away from where we were.
Yep.
Found a lady from the Dominican Republic and another lady from Cuba. And we found a little man. You know, you always find a little taxi man.
Yes.
And we took the 8 hours and we went to the Taj Mahal.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was just more than I ever thought it would be. And then we got the best tour guide. So he gave us the full history. And I was in full production mode. I have my videos, I had the camera, I had everything. And I just, every step I was just feeling so blessed. And I hold to those memories and I say, what's next? So now I'm at the edge and I'm now 50 and I want to share. I figure my purpose is to share. I don't know how, if it's just one person, share my journey. And so on Sunday, I launched my blog, Roxene's Journey. So
Congratulations. That's great.
It took me a while. I never, you know, you always keep, as they say, getting in your own way. So why am I going to do this? Because I actually learned to do blogs and websites while doing my degree. So I had to do one to complete my degree. And my friends say, no, you should continue to do it. People are doing it. So I'm like, nobody wants to hear what I have to say. I'm like, really though? No. But with the urging of my friends, I decided to do it. So I've shared my journey to India and my journey to China on this blog. And I'm humbled at the response I've been getting from it from Sunday.
That's fantastic.
I just
love it.
You know, that Roxene just mentioned her what next, and she just happens to be at the edge. So she's kind of at the edge of the what next. So we're really looking forward to where you're stepping to, Roxene.
I just give thanks.
Yeah.
I give thanks.
So guys, one is you both shared some really amazing journeys, right? And I'm glad that you went through all the different things that led you to where you are. It's so funny. I'm watching Debra on the screen, and as she's sipping her wine, she actually smells it first, right? You know how we would just be like drinking and enjoying the wine. She's really enjoying her wine. I saw her swirl and do a little sniff before she actually took a sip a while ago. She is wine lady, Debra, through and through.
It just is what we do. It's what we have to do, you know?
Yes, I love it. But what I want to ask, ladies, is throughout your journey, what would you say would be your proudest moment? And I'll start with Debra.
Wow. So my proudest, you know what? You know, my son is my proudest moment. I have this amazing young man that's my child, and he gives me so much joy. He's so good, and I'm so proud of the job that we were able to do with him. So that's, I guess, on the personal level. I believe professionally, my proudest moment is to come, and we'll share more about that. But, you know, doing my WSET diploma, level 4,
Doctorate,
which is incomplete at the moment. Pardon?
No, I call it your
You didn't hear
doctorate. I
that?
call it Dr. Professor Wine
Oh,
Lady.
no, trust me. It is like the doctorate
Wines.
of wine studies, and then being a master of wine is like the PhD of wine studies. So I'm on my way to my doctorate of wine, and I believe
Yay, you.
it's gonna be one of
That's
those.
amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a moment.
Wow.
But what I want to tell people, what I want your viewers to understand and to know is that, whatever it is that you want to do, it is possible. And you're not necessarily, some people are born knowing what they want to do from day one. Boys, is sometimes is holy for trial and error, and then you just find this thing like wine. Wine is something that's almost like surreal. It's not a wine is not a real place. And yet here we are. I teach it, I write about it, I talk about it, I drink it, I travel for it. I mean, it is I guess the essence of me now.
Yes.
A
And
lot
you
of
drink
who
it
I am
more.
and what I do is wine related, and believe me, the best is yet to come.
Woo! We are super excited for that, girls. We're ready. We're here for it. Roxene.
I would say completing my degree. I would say
Oh,
completing my degree whilst taking care of a mother, whilst taking care of a sick grandfather, whilst trying to do a job which is almost 24 hours a day. I felt very proud when I walked across that stage. I felt, all right, I never thought I could do this. There were days when I'm here up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and I said, this ain't gonna happen. But I kept going, and now all these different things are happening. And I wrote because I love Steve Harvey. I use his quote that says, "You never know if your parachute works until you jump."
Until you jump. Yep.
And I've always held on
yeah.
to that. And I used to write all the things that I want to do. And when I looked back on one of the lists, it said, stand on the Great Wall of China, have a blog, finish your degree, all the things that I want to do, amongst other things, especially with my voice, because this is a gift. I thank God for it every day. This wasn't practice. This I just open my mouth and this is there. Yeah, I learned how to utilize it, but I keep saying that this is a gift.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I always want to be of service. So everybody, well, some people may know that I have endometriosis. So anything I can do to use my voice to be of help, to spread the word and have people understand, I do that. And I am, tomorrow morning, I start training as a justice of the peace.
Wow, congrats.
Oh, lovely. We have our very own KP right here, Kathy Goodall.
I know.
But you know what, ladies? One of the
It's
things,
very interesting how similar. There's so many.
yeah. I'm sorry, Deborah. I was actually saying earlier
There's so many
that,
similarities.
yeah,
Yes.
both of you. And the thing too is that I think as I'm listening to both of you, it just kind of gives you that extra push that says life is a continuum. It's not like you get to a point and you stop. And I know there are persons who are viewing now and are like, I can't go back and finish that degree. I don't really have any excuse because Roxene did it, working 24 hours a day, taking care of her mother, writing, finished it. Deborah is still going through the wine industry and she's found her passion, but she don't just say, all right, me like wine, I'm gonna go drink wine alone. She's actually turning herself into, she's become
Expert.
a skilled artisan of
Expert.
wine. And as I'm hearing you ladies, I'm just, it as we're stepping into this second half of the year, you say to yourself, what have I just been kind of penke with? How are we really using our talents for those next steps and to grow? Because you ladies speak as if you're 22. Because you are 22. It's just so amazing. So like how we love to have, we can't bother do that again. I get all and then something there.
Oh,
Yes.
What's that about?
What is that about? I mean, when I look at my list and Naomi, I have to give you this plug because it was early last year that I did your branding workshop. And you might remember my brand wheel, which is on my phone right now. I look at it. What was it called? My journey map. And
Yes.
it talked about all the things I did. One of the things I had done, which is a high point, is my radio program with Francois. That
Yes.
ended almost 10 years ago. And I kid you not, 2 weeks ago, I was with someone talking to them, and she said, "I know you." And I'm like, "Well, you must know me. I went to you probably know me from maybe high school," because she said she knew me, from a while back. I said maybe it was
Right.
high school, or maybe it was when I was at Ray and Nephew. And she said, "It's your voice. I remember your voice from the radio. I have not been on radio for 9 years. 9 years." And so there's so many avenues that we go around. So on that list, Naomi, was to get back on radio, among other things. I mean,
Yes.
I still have a list of things that need to
Yeah.
get done. By the
Yep.
way, I checked off getting married because I got married recently. Yay!
Woo!
Very excited about that. So
Absolutely.
So, guys, that's very important, Deborah. Listen, Deborah gives me hope, folks. Hope.
there is hope. And last year, Naomi, I when I looked at who I wanted to be and where I was going, God intervened and said, "You need to become my child." And
Amen.
so I am a recently minted Christian of 1 year, and I have come into agreement and alignment with God's plan for me. And what came to me just 2 or 3 days ago when I was praying is I realized that 53 years ago, when my mom had me, the doctors came to her and said, "Mother, it's you or the child." And mommy said, "Let her live because I have already lived. Let her live." And mommy was 89 on Tuesday. What's today? Wednesday. Yesterday. Mommy was
Yesterday.
89, and I was 53 on Friday. And so we're both here. And it dawned on me that I have a purpose, a greater purpose than I realized. And everything that I've done, everywhere that I've been, every heartbreak that I've been through, has taught me something that I may or may not yet be aware of. But I am stepping into that purpose that God has for me. And guys, adrenaline rush, try keep up with me, because
Yay!
it's going to be epic.
But Debs, I think that's a great segue into what are some of the lessons that you've learned along your journey that you think everybody else can learn from. This is for both of you.
So, I believe that every single day is an opportunity to take that step towards where you need to go. Never give up. I don't envy others because you don't know what their journey is. Try to be kind and to be loving, because we used to say, when Miss World or Miss Universe used to say they want world peace, we used to think, "Oh my God, how shallow is that?" And I'm here to tell you that if we had more love in the world, it totally would be a better place.
Absolutely.
So, and I want to be one of those vessels of love. I want people to see my light and to follow it. So I just want us to exude more love, just show more love, give more love, be more love.
Amen. Roxy?
We should
Love.
I know some people will think, okay, they have it all together and it's good, but it's a journey to get to this point. It was a journey. There are times when I didn't know what I wanted to do, didn't know myself, didn't feel good enough, didn't feel, just like how Debra said about I had the big forehead thing, right? And I used to wear my hair here until, I would have the bangs, girl. until I met my idol in modeling, Iman.
Man.
And she did this with my hair, and she said, "You need to show your face." From that day to today, I don't put my hair in my face because I became proud of what I have. So it's a journey to get there, but you have to listen. You have to listen.
Yes.
And there was a time in my life where I said, I know there's more purpose. I know there's more that I should be doing. But you have to listen. Take that moment, be still, and figure it out. It will come to you. It will come to you. And that positive outlook. And when people think it's all kumbaya, no, because I hold on to my faith. Because there was a time where I was on the ground and I have to hold on God ankle. Come and say, I'm not reach up on your lap yet. I just need to hold on to your ankle because I need that strength to pull myself up to get to where I am. So it's a journey, but you need to push through, and you need to, no matter what, try and find the positive out of the negative. Yeah. I have endometriosis. I will never have a child, but I am blessed with being able to work with children and being able to be surrounded. Everybody, I have nieces and nephews and godchildren. So find positive in everything and try and work from that, and it strengthens your faith. And if you have a circle around you that has this faith as well, that it only gets from strength to strength. And just, you may not know what it is now, but sit back, take a moment, write, put pen to paper and say, okay, I can do this. I like doing that. I like doing that. Because I, just like Debra, there are things that I still want to do. I intend to hear my voice under an animated character for a movie. That is on my list.
I love
That has been on my list. I intend to hear my voice and another Jamaican voice on a tourism ad, a real Jamaican voice. I intend to do that, and I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to figure it out and get it done. So we still have things that you want to do. Yeah, man. National Geographic don't use women. I'm gonna get my voice on National. I'm gonna do a documentary, and you write these things and you speak into it. You never know. You never know, and it fuels you. You think big. Don't do this. Do this.
Yes.
Think big. The biggest thing you can think, and then work towards it. And
Yes, and
that's how I've been doing it.
We talk about all the things that you want to accomplish. We talked about all the things that you've already accomplished. So clearly, both of you have some extremely good work. And so about your work ethic, so that we can learn how to be so focused. Lansdale had asked earlier, Debra, if you weren't doing wine, what would you be doing? And I'm like,
if I weren't doing wine, I think I would have been a lawyer.
Oh.
As you know, as far left as that sounds, I think I would have been a lawyer. That's what I wanted to do, and I don't know why I didn't go that way.
Okay, tell us about your work ethic.
My work ethic. So there's an organized chaos about what I do. So I think I use left brain, right brain. I think I'm actually cut down the middle because I have a marketer's mind, but I still have an element of organization. So I know what needs to be done, and I get it done.
Yeah.
I believe in punctuality. I believe in meeting the deadline, even if that means that I procrastinate. So I am a mixed bag, honestly. But I think at the end of the day, the ethic that I live by is I must be proud of what I have done. And simple as that. However, because there's a madness to how I get things done. I can't balance my checkbook. I never have been able to balance a checkbook. Never. Accounts is not my thing. But, you know, I do balance their accounts, obviously, because I have to stay afloat. So somewhere in the
Right.
mad, there's a method. So have a method to your madness. That's the
Yeah. Well, I'm the complete opposite. I have OCD. Y'all know Monk. I could have married Monk, and we'd have been. Yeah, my friends find it quite amusing when I'm at work. The pen is here, the computer is there, everything is lined up. But then my best friend walked into my closet and she went, all the t-shirts, all the polo shirts, all the jeans, all the going out clothes. Yeah, I've been doing this since I was high school.
Can you
Did
come to
not
my
know that I
house?
had OCD till I started watching Monk and I started to research. So I realized I have it. I don't impose it on anybody, but you know when Roxene is around. I mean, it's bad. I go in the bank and I'm sitting there and I'm fixing, those little flyers. I fix them back. And I don't even realize I'm doing it. So I'm very, I'm very organized. This has to get done. We have a timeline and I get it done. My friends always, if they need something done, they say, Roxene, I need this done. I said, okay, you need to do this, 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 and this. So I've always been very good at that. Timelines, take pride in my work, just like that, but with OCD.
And
I have friends who call me to fix their wardrobe. So if you need anything sorted out, I got you. I can put it in order. It just comes out for me.
If you're throwing a dinner party or a wedding and you need help, that's me.
Yeah. And I can help you line up the glasses. That's
right. Love that.
We've had a lot of conversations in this past week about women and women's rights and laws for women. How do you think your industries have changed for women over the last couple of years?
Roxy, you want to go?
Well, when I started in media, when I was at CVM, and I was a director, I got an opportunity to go and work in Trinidad because somebody from Trinidad TV saw me shooting camera, and women didn't do that. Women only got pretty and stood in front of the camera. And when I was at Trinidad, I was in Trinidad for about 6 months, and the men would come and stand and watch, like, what is she doing? How she know to edit? How she know to to do camera and lighting? And so a lot has changed because we now have female directors. We now have women editing. So a lot has changed, but there's still a certain level of, forgive the word, stigma approach to if I sling a camera across my shoulder, that kind of thing. But it has changed a lot. It has grown a lot. It has become more open, but there's still a lot of work to be done.
Well, in the wine industry, as you may know, it's middle-aged white men, basically. And when I entered, 15 years ago, at the time being in my 30s, quite slim, quite tall, quite dark, it was, who is the attractive young lady? And I would be the only young person and Black person, on these winery tours or in these seminars, or even when they came to Jamaica, it would be interest. They would be fascinated that it was actually a young Black woman. We're seeing that there are quite a lot more sommeliers, both male and female Black. But
for the people that don't know what that is.
What's that? Yeah.
I'm not one of them people, but for those who don't know.
We know you know, Roxene.
So these are wine experts in restaurants, based at the very base of it. But now, when I go to the seminars, I'm seeing a lot more of people that look like me. And I, in fact, was reading an article just today with from 3 Black women who are actually own wineries and are in the industry. And since this whole move, I discovered about 20 Black-owned wine labels. and I'm just reading through them and getting to know them and to understand them. I mean, there are a couple that are pretty well known, like the Brown family in California, and Dwayne Wade has dabbled in it, and you have quite a few celebrities who have dabbled. But it is a slow, tediously slow process. But the spotlight is on the industry, and they are being called to do better. And we're seeing, publications, industry stalwart publications like Wine Spectator, which is institutionalized, white male, middle-aged dominated. They're now, rethinking, and everyone's trying to do their part, and it's quite encouraging. It's actually a very inspiring and motivating time, because it's an opportune time. And what I would say to anyone who's interested is jump on it.
Sure. We actually have a question here from Kuda Education. It says, what do you know now that you wish you knew at 30? Which is actually a great time for us to get into the section where we ask you questions, the advice you would give to a 25-year-old on various topics. Nice.
So the first question is, what advice would you give to a 25-year-old about the importance or the relevance of their personal brand, even at that age?
Well, what I say to my son, who is that age, that just be responsible online, because it does not go away.
Yeah.
And the time, so there was a time when you could actually be two people and get away with it. Now it's like covert up, and it's not worth it. So just be your authentic self, be respectful and manners-able. So we are about manners. So,
ma'am.
and I tell him the village is watching. So all my friends, even now at 25, 26, he knows if Auntie Kathy or Auntie Naomi
Andre knows that chance.
Anyway, cook him.
Remember, nothing is a secret in this land of technology. And I told a lot of, because I was I was the oldest student when I was going to UA. Because they can't understand that age. They look at me like something is wrong. And I said to them, you have to remember, what you do now follows you. So what you post online, your email address, goodgal21.
Yes.
Not
you will lose the work. You will lose the work or not get the work.
Or you won't get a work.
Yeah, I remember my lecturer said, who is good girl 21? And nobody, of course, would put their hand. So you need to remember what you post, what you do out there when you're on the road, when you're anywhere. You never know who you are going to be in the presence of. So always be mindful of what you do. And there are times when things will happen, you'll get annoyed, you'll get upset, but take a beat before you react. Because it's very important. Always take that beat and be mindful of everything, because everything you do now, not like back in the day where we never have internet and smartphones and all those things, so it's memory to go off of. Everything is recorded now. So be mindful. And there are times there are people that will purposely try to draw you out.
For sure.
So you have to take a beat. You have to, because the other thing that I go off of, the only person you have control over is yourself.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, that actually went into my second question about what advice would you give a 25-year-old on social media. That pretty much covered it. We all have a responsibility with our brand. My favorite quote is by Warren Buffett, and it says, it takes 20 years to build a reputation and only 5 minutes to ruin it. And if we think about that, we do things differently. But as we know, in this day and age, we can ruin our reputation just like that. One screenshot, one tweet, a voice note, a video, a picture. That's it. And it's so much harder to build that back after it's gone.
That's true.
Okay, so what would you tell a 25-year-old about heartbreak?
Get it out of the way early.
Listen, Our gut instincts are never wrong. Very rarely our gut instincts are wrong. That little thing that go, oh, take a beat. We all don't want to come out of a relationship. We all don't want to not be with somebody. But listen. And I think what I always say is that have the conversation. So it won't stop the heartache. It won't stop something that may happen because it's already written, so to speak. But be able to, for want of a better word, step back from the emotion of it and try and figure it out. It's not that it's gonna go away any quicker, but it makes you deal with it a little better. It's like, okay, this is how I should have, or this is how he or she should have, and all right, it's an experience. What did I learn? What came out of this? And eventually, over time, you will heal. It's easy to say, but it is a process that you have to go through.
Right.
Because people get caught up in the emotion, and take that down just a little and look at it. Because if you don't, you won't learn from it. So you'll probably go into something else and make the same mistakes.
Right.
And as I said, everything is a journey. Everything is a process. So don't believe it that easy. Yeah. But if you take that little step and go, oh, okay, all right, it's hot, but oh, all right. While you're feeling the pain, you go, oh, all right. And then you take that, put that in the little cabinet there. And then the next time you learn and you grow. Because that's the only way with everything. Yeah. With every disappointment.
So when I said get it out of the way early, what I meant was, get your heart broken young. Because I find that you bounce back better when you're young.
Yeah.
I find I've seen older women, who've had their partners for any, 20, whatever, 30 years. And at that point, it just totally crushes them. And it's, I've seen it on more than one occasion, very difficult for them to find their feet. I've seen where, for instance, my heart was broken at 22, I think. And of course, there were lessons to be learned. And I know that shaped a lot of how I related in subsequent relationships. But what I found out early is that there is life after heartbreak. The show does go on. Another bus does come along. And I find that, if you get because of, I think that when that, that early first deep love that caught me,
I think the world is going to end.
Find out when you come back from that one early, you can probably do it again. But if you do it too late, because there's nothing like that feeling of being in love. It is an amazing feeling, and it propels you, and it just energizes you in a way that, so get it out of the way early. Get the first one that cuts real deep out of the way early, and you're good.
No, wait. Pat, are you frozen?
I think she sure is.
Okay.
Pat is frozen.
So what would your advice be about falling in love?
Oh.
Let me tell you, it happens so differently for each of us. For some people, it's instantaneous. Mm-hmm. For others, it's a process. It takes a little doing, meaning a little time, rather, not doing, but just time. And, I would say trust your instincts and let go and let God. Just know that you do have to chuck off, and you will find your wings. And if you happen to drop and broke a bone or two, it'll heal up and fly again. Do not harden your heart. Let love in.
Mm-hmm. Love is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful feeling. It's a beautiful moment, different moments in it. So just enjoy it. Just don't overthink it. Just be. And I think we tend to overthink things, and you've gone way ahead.
Yeah.
In the moment. That's what Yeah, that's what I've learned to do, because tomorrow, the next hour is not promised to any of us. So when you're with that person, when you're in that moment, enjoy that moment. Stay right there and enjoy those hours or that time. And then when tomorrow comes, you enjoy tomorrow. Take it step by step. I know it's hard because we have to think ahead and we're planning, and that's fine. But every time you have a moment, just try and just be still and enjoy that moment.
Yeah.
Because it's just lovely to be just enveloped in love, and just the feeling, and just be there, you know.
We have an interesting question here from Alicia. And by the way, Alicia Tate says, Roxene, I think your spirit animal. She color codes her hangers as well. So Alicia, actually wants to
them in
know,
particular
what
colors,
is
so,
your
yeah.
advice to someone in their 30s who is not sure where their career is headed? Debra, you started a whole career.
So you can do Naomi's course, or talk to Kat, or talk to the lawyer. So you have a wealth of options right here in this forum. But and to be honest with you, I'm really serious about spending that time with Naomi doing her personal branding seminar, because it helps you to get into some of the recesses of your mind, maybe things that you had thought of and you didn't think were viable, things that you have had thought of but you put them on hold because you needed to work, or you needed to raise a family, or you needed to do whatever. But what I found is that it took me through the journey and the path that I needed to go through to think about the things I wanted to do. Think about what you're passionate about, and see how you can turn that into a career. And if you're doing something that you're not happy doing, then you owe it to yourself to spend the time. If you have faith, then clearly you need to pray about it. But even if you don't have faith, just spend the time to think about what is it that I like doing or would like to do, and how can I turn that into a career.
And put no limits on yourself.
Correct.
Put no limits on yourself, and put pen to paper, because sometimes we have a lot going on in our head.
Yes.
And I realized by doing that, because I have my gratitude journal, just write it down. I'm happy that I'm breathing. I'm happy that my eyes open. But put pen to paper. Write down all the things that you'd want to do, even if you don't think that you're qualified for it. But you smile, or there's something in your heart that jump when you write that I want to save dolphins. You understand? Just write them down, and then you narrow the field, and then take it from there. You never know. You never know. But put pen to paper. Just keep writing. Just write them all down, things that you can think of, and then narrow it down and see what brings you the most joy when you look at it. You never know. You start a whole new career.
Yeah.
And there's nothing nicer than doing something that you love. You look forward to it. It makes you wake up in the morning.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Kesna asks, as you look back over your life, do you see any turning points, a key event or experience that changed the course of your life?
Yeah. Heartbreak was one.
Heartbreak.
And having a child was another turn, because someone is dependent on me and is looking at me, and be very clear that your children look at you. So it's one thing to say something, but they're watching they're hearing what you're saying, but they're watching what you're doing. So try to make two line up, because it's important. And it's not just your child that's in your home, but the children that you have influence over.
Absolutely.
Right? We mother. So heartbreak, a child, dissatisfaction or unhappiness, you know, and so it's something, it's getting uncomfortable in a place that forces you to move from that place to find that comfort. And I would have to say, coming to know God also changes the course of your life.
Yeah, heartbreak.
So there's a heartbreak and then love, because love causes you to do other things as well.
Yes.
There was a pivotal, it was heartbreak, but I think the heartbreak for me was more internal when exactly where I am, I was lying on the floor and my child died inside me. And I lie on the ground and I said, God, why you make this happen to me? I mean, I felt my child move, I see my body change. What's going on? And anybody I tell the story, I said, I just felt this hug. And it's like, he said, you're going to be okay. And that's when I held on to the ankle. That was the ankle moment when I said, all right, God, me and you, I was 175 pounds because I didn't care if I was big like a house. I wanted a healthy child. So it really didn't matter. And I held on to his ankle and I said, all right, let's see what happens next. And I held on to his ankle and I said, God, me and you. And I got up. The following week, I enrolled in the gym, started moving forward, spoke to a good friend who said, you should go back to school. Because I kept hearing that voice that you're not fulfilling your purpose. There's more.
Yeah.
And then this dropped in my lap. And I said, me at 45 to go back to school? What? No. But then that happened and I went forward, did my entrance exam, went to UE, and things just started doing this. And things was just dropping in my lap and I'm going, all right, yeah, I asked, but so since that moment of getting up and saying, all right, let's do this, my life has just been, and I've just been open. I've been open and I'm just thankful. Every single day, I'm just thankful.
Yes, being open is a very important thing as well.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So throw away those checklists, ladies. Just be open.
Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt
Who
yourself.
is Debbie speaking to?
May I have to call back Paul Naomi?
Sorry, what?
Pardon?
What Catherine just said? That's why she freezes. That's why she freezes, because she's not supposed to freeze.
Know that you're going to be open.
Let's go back to the questions here. Catherine, I believe Rochelle was going to ask some questions. Oh, well, we answered the purpose question already. So,
yeah. In fact, because Roxene, I think for both of you ladies, and you guys help to kind of give us life because every week that we do this show, we also get to learn things about ourselves through your own experiences. And I really have to say, I'm just so grateful how open you have been with our viewers. We're getting like all of these questions coming in. Kesna just, wow, very amazing responses. And people are talking about overcomer because, sometimes we see people and we see them at a particular time and we just assume we don't know the journey that took you there. And I mean, I cannot thank you enough. And you spoke about purpose. And just to touch back on purpose, and Roxene, let me start with you.
Sure.
You mentioned purpose and purpose coming out of what would have been a very devastating event that should kill purpose, but instead it just gave life to your purpose. What advice would you give to a 25-year-old, to anyone searching for purpose? What advice would you give?
Remember we talked about your instinct and that inner voice. Is that still small voice? It's not just a random voice. It's your angel. It's God. He's speaking to you and telling you what you should do. It's just that at times we don't listen.
Yeah.
That's why we need to take a moment and just be still. Not everybody can meditate. Not everybody can stop. But look at what you've been doing in your life. Do you feel fulfilled in what you're doing? Are you happy? We won't be all 100% happy. So let's not let anybody think that that's how it is. But Do
Right.
you feel fulfilled in what you do? Even if it's you're taking out the garbage, you're a garbage man. Do you look forward? Do you feel that it's doing something? Do you feel that, like how I said, even if it's one person, when I talk about having endometriosis, it makes somebody go, let me check myself, let me think about it, let me help my friend, let me make a call.
Mm-hmm.
If those little things, because it's not the big thing, it's the little things, do these things make you feel good? Does it give you that, like, all right, tomorrow, I can't wait for tomorrow to start doing this, to add this to it? So those are the for me, the steps in terms of finding purpose. Because in the back of my head, I kept saying, there's more. I know there's more I should be doing. I don't know what. But you just have to keep listening, keep moving forward, and just take a beat. 30 seconds, just stop and go, huh? And just keep moving forward. Life is not static. So we're always
Mm-hmm.
growing, we're always moving. I never knew I'd be doing all these things that I've been doing. I never know that I'd become relevant, and Catherine and Naomi and Russia, I'd be on their show. Really, no, at my old age. But look at that.
I
My
know.
God, I agree. I agree.
You have
You never
always been
know.
relevant, Roxy.
You know what I mean. You know,
Yeah.
but you never know what's going to happen. So just, as I say, use those moments to think, am I happy? How happy am I? Do I feel fulfilled? Do I feel that this is where God is leading me, or whatever your spiritual path? Because
Yeah.
depending on what it is, and just keep moving forward. Dory, just keep swimming.
Just
Just keep
Keep
swimming.
swimming.
Just keep swimming.
I know I'm a dork. I'm a movie dork.
So am I. I can
Yeah.
sing every single Disney movie song, every single one.
Mhm.
That's me.
Debs, what would you say? I see you nodding.
So it really is listening to that inner voice. It's and the thing with listening to that inner voice is that if you are in tune to it, the signs are everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so you once you hear something, and I'll tell you this, I have a dream that I have not been able to bring to fruition. And I said, I prayed and I said, God, if this is not the path for me, then let me know. I have no issue not going down that path, even when it came to love, because you all know I was single for a while. And I thought, well, if that's the case, let me know, because if I know that for the rest of my life I am to be a single, may I be the happiest single woman ever. All right. Because then you just know that you mustn't be looking and searching and thinking, is he the one? Is he the one? No, you get on with it, because there's so much that you can do
Right.
and have to do. But when I said that
Yeah.
prayer, two things happened in that day that gave me an indication that hope is to be kept alive. It's just not the time, because timing is everything. Okay,
Everything.
so
Oh,
when
yeah,
you
we
let
saw
Yep.
go, so there's so many cliche sayings, but they make so much sense. When you let go and let God, you're gonna see. Okay, so
Yeah.
once you release it into the atmosphere, and what I would say, ladies, or to listeners, viewers, when you're praying, speak your prayer. Don't pray in your head. Say it out. Speak it into the atmosphere, and it will fall on fertile ground. And just
Amen.
water it lovingly and nurturingly, and wait and watch it blossom.
Kathy?
Roxy, this is a question, I think
Uh-huh.
for you. Lansdale wants to know, how do you reach a stage to be at peace where with situations that you can't control or change? And how are you able to speak about it openly?
All right. It's coming from a little further back of a journey. Um, an interview I did a couple of days ago when I said anything bad that has ever happened to a woman, anything that you can think of that's horrible that has happened to a woman has happened to me twice. So it's been a journey for me to get to this point. My therapy has been with helping others who've had the same thing happen to them, but they can't talk about it, or they can't live with themselves. And I think that has helped me, and of course my faith, definitely. And being surrounded by that, because there are times where you just don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. So I felt that as part of my purpose, it was not to keep this. And it's not that I'm taking it to be a poster girl. No. I want to share my experiences to let others know that you can rise. You can get better. So when I talk about, forgive me, my rapes or my abuse or my endometriosis or any of those things, it is to show someone, even one, because that's my only thing, even if it's one person, that you can move forward. And it has helped me. And this is probably the second time I'm talking about anything like this. And I mean, we haven't even gone into detail, but I can speak about it and I'm okay. And I don't feel as if I did something wrong or I should be ashamed, because everybody has had their experiences. So being able to speak about it, and you don't need a platform as this to talk. If you have somebody who just wants to listen or wants to understand and you want to share one-on-one, that's fine. So being able to share, being able to do this, to let it go, it helps. Because when you walk with something in your heart, and I know when I had that, and I walk with it, it was so heavy, it was so much. But when I started to talk about it, when I started to share, I said, oh, and I helped somebody with somebody saying, Roxene, you shared what happened to you or how you dealt with it. And that helped me. And I go, okay, so maybe sharing is our way. As I say, it's not looking to be a poster girl or to be on a big platform or to wave a flag. But being able to share, I realize has helped. It has helped me and it has helped
It's healing.
So it's healing. It's therapeutic. Because Sunday was the first time I told anybody about all the things that happened to me in terms of what endometriosis has done in my life and all of that. And at the end of it, I went, yeah. And then when I got the feedback of people saying, I didn't know you were going through that because you always seem to have it all together. Oh, no. Because it's a journey.
Is it my internet again?
Yeah. So just walking and speaking, even if you want to talk to yourself, but say it out loud. Say it out loud. Talk about it. Because you have to. Not all of us can go to a therapist. You can be
You talked about...
Catherine, you were saying something?
Yeah, I think Catherine, Roxene was finishing up her. I don't think you can hear her.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, Roxene, Catherine, you may have to sign out and come back in. Roxene?
Yes.
Girl, Debra, I don't know how much time I'm going to tell you this, but, oh no. Whoa.
Very inspiring.
My miscarriage also, because, you know, it just happens, eh? These things happen.
But since you mentioned it, because you know what though, by the way, Simone just said, wow, Emerge Trio was not expecting this next level. You know, I think one of the powerful things, and it almost feels like we need a part 2 of this, because as we're going through and we're talking and we are seeing you, and I was just so happy that at the outset of the show, your delight with being alive, your relationship with the Lord, and how all of this has been a journey and that you own your journey. May I scroll back? Roxene, can you please remind us of where the blog is? Because the people them is like, Roxene is my best friend, is my friend Roxene. What time she come her age? Where she be from her whole life?
Bless your heart. Oh, I am humbled.
I thought
it's Roxene'sJourney.com.
Roxene's Journey. I'm gonna
Roxene'sJourney.com. And
Yeah.
I'm on the edge 10 a.m. to noon with Tammy Chin Mitchell, and 1 to 3 with, I'm sorry, 3 to 5 with Elaine.
Yeah.
On high frequency.
And
High
Debra,
frequency.
high
Yeah.
frequency.
And my
Debra,
voice is all over the place.
I know too that you have mentioned that there are things to come. So you know everybody's waiting with bated breath. I am sure we are going to have to bring you ladies back on. You've touched on some very important issues that as women we
Yes.
do speak about, because we actually don't talk about miscarriage. You know, everybody just acts as if everybody just gets pregnant, has a child, and that's it. Nothing happens in
Yeah.
between.
Right.
So I don't think it would be appropriate for us to leave without you, Debra, mentioning and sharing your own experience, because I know Roxene keeps saying you only need to be impacting one life. And I know you guys are impacting
Many.
Yes.
lives. So
Yes.
Debra, can you share your own experience?
So my experience with a miscarriage came when my son was, I think, about 4, and I was actually visiting Jamaica and had gone back to London, and so funny, had gone to Sandals, had a boat called Lady Catherine, and it had docked in London, and we were having a reception on the boat, on the yacht, ship, whatever it was, but you know, it's not a little dingy business, proper boat. And I had gone there to prepare because I was with Ray Nephew UK at the time, so we were hosting the reception, and I had a stream, a very warm stream, you know, and went to the hospital, and it was a miscarriage that was in process. And once it started, there's really nothing they can do. It's gonna happen. And it was kind of surreal because you go to the hospital and you expect, oh my God, they're going to try and save your baby. I was 3 going into 4 months, so had not been really feeling the flutters or any kind of movement or anything, but I knew I was pregnant. And so they did what they could do to just make me comfortable, and we did the DNC after, which is the procedure that gets rid of the remnants of the pregnancy that you're not able to pass, and that was that. And I think it was less painful. Not that it was not painful, but I think it was less painful for me because I had already had a child. And for the few people that I have spoken to that would share, it is a lot harder when it is your first pregnancy, because then you are, I guess, unsure that you'll ever be able to carry a pregnancy to term. I had that assurance, and it's so funny because I guess my faith at that time was pretty strong. I just was not in tune with my faith because I said that God knows best, and if He has chosen not to allow me to take this child to term, then there's a good reason for it. And I cried once then, and I subsequently cried another time, and I can't remember when that time was, but I do remember crying twice. But I am at peace with it because I understand that God's plans are to prosper me, not to harm me, and He knows best. And so, I'm happy that He, well, since it was going to happen, that it happened at that point versus the point where I either had to pass the child, had to birth the child.
Yes.
As in my mother's case, she had she had a stillbirth, but she had to give birth to that stillborn child.
That's terrible.
And I think, I think that must be harder. And one of the things that I learned is that there's always, always look on the bright side of life. I kind of live in that happy place. It works for me. And so I've just been able to so I don't feel depressed or sad or down, I don't cry about it. And as I said, I cried twice. But you know, it is something that I will talk about if necessary, because as you said, if you can help one person, then I'm happy to talk about it, to help that one person and to give them hope. I mean, for me, I guess the sadness is that I didn't get pregnant after that. I didn't try to. I wanted to have a daughter. I mean, it's still. I wrote that down, by the way, Naomi, on that plan. The daughter.
Yes.
So let's see how that pans out. But you know, it's. I mean, if a child comes along, because I'm not able to do that anymore. But if one comes along, happily, let's play ball. And if not, you know, there's so many other things to occupy to keep myself busy with that. I'm okay.
So you know what's funny, ladies? Both of your experiences were different experiences, but at the core, because Roxene, I cannot get out of my head holding on to his ankle, because we've all had that ankle moment, or that whole moment, or as my mother say, like you just remember, say, is the hem of the garment, like you know, say you just ping on the hem of the garment, and it's like, my girl, I am here for you. And I see it's so funny. Lansdale says a part 2 is definitely needed. And you know, when we have a man on the show and him is like, I need me some more of this. Ladies, wow.
Yeah.
You
This
two,
was a lot more than we anticipated, for sure.
Annalise says, Rox, yeah, for almost the last 20 years, Rox has been this strong lady who just keeps going on and rolling with the punches. Keep it up. And then she said, she said, Debs, she just said, phenomenal woman.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think, even as we planned for this evening, that we had anticipated how much learning there would be. And your life's journey is such an inspiration to us all. But let me tell you what's exciting for me too is just seeing the next phase of the journey, the knowledge you're going there with, and this, as Roxene says, no limits.
No limits.
No limits.
Says, like, seek it out, you know, and see the light, let in that love. And ladies, you know, I forgot to get a part 2, because we are telling you sit down here and me I say, we're Roxene at the all Friday. And we say all the time, we sit down with Debra and drink wine and a kya. When there's so much to learn. So ladies, I don't think we can thank you enough. And what we can do though is just pray the Lord's blessings over your life for just continued tremendous blessings and success, and that you are always going to be in a position to share and influence and impact, because your stories are just so powerful and important for us. So God bless you, and we thank you. We thank you.
Thank you, ladies, so much. It was
Thank you.
Speechless.
Speechless. Wow.
Thank you,
wow, guys.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I can't. I mean, you know how many times I had to take deep breaths to not cry?
Yeah.
So, ladies, today officially is the start of the second half of the year. So it's time to
reset. And we got the best lessons in reset a while ago. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So what are you looking for? What are you looking forward to for the rest of this year?
Listen, when people ask me even right now, how am I doing? And I like to say I'm taking it one day at a time. just because this year has just been a little bit ridiculous. But I'm excited. I'm still excited because I know that there are a lot of opportunities, and I've also just seen what can happen in a very short space of time. So I'm actually going to go back to my book of goals that I wrote down at the start of January, because that surely has changed a bit, and see what I was thinking at the start of the year, and if my mindset is still in the same place it was 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And what new things am I going to add to that list now for the rest of 2020? So I'm just like, I'm jumping without the parachute, and I'm trying to be very intentional, but I'm also just listening to my body and how I feel about certain things, and then I just move.
Yeah.
So I have no plans in place yet. I'm just moving where my spirit leads me.
It's funny because now you remember at the beginning of the year, I remember I had spoken at JMMB, and the thing that the word that just kept coming to me was to trust the process. Now,
Yes.
when the Lord speaks a word like that to me, He lets me trust the process. And I have to tell you that this year has been my most challenging year in having to let go of my lists and how things
Yes.
operate. This has been my year of I'm understanding that I actually don't know all the things and talents and skills that I have. I don't know the experiences that I can have, and I can only know them when I release myself to trust the process and be open. And COVID, when everything kind of stopped, and I didn't know if you're going or you're coming, and I didn't understand that when the Lord said I was going to trust the process, all of them something was going through into
One time.
So it's funny, as Nai said, as I'm going into the second half, only enough, I'm going to the beginning of the year. But I also felt that at the beginning of the year, I was too corporate, Rochelle. Like, how I'm like an OCD with my plans.
Yeah.
I'm going way back. And I'm asking myself about things that I have dreamed about that I have parked. I'm challenging myself to dig deeper, but also to open myself to experiences, especially things that one didn't think I could possibly get into, but also that I can just try it. So really, I'm excited about going back to 16-year-old Rochelle. Like,
I love that.
I'm really excited about that. Yeah.
My word this morning was, so do not throw away your confidence. It will be richly rewarded. You need to persevere so that when you have done the will of God, you will receive all that He has promised. And what you said a while ago reminded me of that. And clearly He has a word today. You know what I mean? It's a process, and we have to trust Him in the process. For me, honestly, I think the only thing I can think about for the rest of 2020 is actually seeing my family. Because, for those of you that don't know, I'm the only one here from my family. All my siblings are away, and it's hard to be away from them for so long. And Christmas, I don't even know if we're spending this Christmas together because my brother is having a baby, and this will be our first Christmas not together, and we don't even know what COVID looks like.
Yeah.
So for me, that's probably the only thing that I can say that I want to do for the rest of this year. Anything else, I'm grateful. I'm trusting God to order my steps. But yeah. So our book for this week is Adam Grant's The Originals, How Nonconformists Move the World. Did you guys read it? So The Originals is about how to champion new ideas and to fight groupthink, using surprising studies and stories spanning businesses, politics, sports, entertainment. Grant explores how to recognize a good idea. He speaks about producing your ideas without being silenced, how to build a coalition of allies. And we talk about our tribe all the time, and how important it is to surround yourself with the right people. And same is true for your ideas. People don't have to be your friends in order to drive a process, right?
Yeah.
So we have to choose the right time to act, and we have to nurture that originality in our children. Develop those skill sets from early. Show them. Roxanne earlier talks about no limits. Teach them to think without limits, right? He talks about how leaders can build cultures, and now especially we talk with all the things that are going on in our world, and with the digital age, we even have a greater opportunity to create new cultures, and to build new ideas and to develop them on different platforms. So you will learn that an entrepreneur who pitches his startups by highlighting the reasons not to invest, a woman at Apple who challenged Steve Jobs from 3 levels below, an analyst who overturned the rule of secrecy at the CIA, a billionaire financial wizard who fires employees for failing to criticize him. Because, sometimes when we get to the top, we think that we know it all. We're not receptive to criticism. But when you have a leader that fires you because we are not honest, and we're not telling them where they can improve, I mean, that's a big deal,
Right.
We learn about a TV executive who didn't even work in comedy, but saved Seinfeld from getting cut out, right? And so, I mean, Jerry Seinfeld, you think of Seinfeld, for somebody who has never been a comedian to help save his show. I mean, if for those of you who have not read the book, it's really interesting, and I definitely highly recommend it. Very interesting read.
Yeah. And I think as we go into the second half of the year with almost like a no limits, no holds barred, and we're going straight for it, it's such a great time to see what others have done. Quite fascinating. As we're going through here, I have to, some love to like the commentary. I seen this needs a part 2. Lance said, proud of you both, talking about our amazing guests, Roxene Nickle and Debra Taylor. Chesna says, thanks a mil. This was great.
Debra Taylor.
Sorry. Brad says, good vibes. Simone is like, yeah, wow. Kimberly Spence says, wow, this chat gave me life. Win some. Wow, ladies, this was so inspiring and uplifting. Alicia, I love you. Oh, Rush, your wide angle HD camera look good. And I see Arlie's delight. Awesome conversations. Guys, every week an opportunity to share with our emergers is such a blessing, and it's so amazing for us. And I think as we are even looking at planning and we're finessing our reset workshop, we encourage our emergers to register. It is going to be absolutely amazing, an amazing time of sharing and planning, but planning in a very big think kind of way for your next steps. So reset is going to be July 18th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's a virtual workshop, and we will have your course material because so we have to fill in the blanks and all kinds of exciting things. My bra strap is showing awful.
One thing I'm excited about for the rest of for 2020 as well is the fact that for our virtual workshop, we actually don't have any limitations with seating, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Because normally we have to limit the numbers, but for the workshop on the 18th, we don't have any restrictions with numbers.
And not only that, our friends that don't live in Jamaica that have always wanted to come to our Emerge workshops can now participate. So those that are watching from the Caribbean or anywhere you are in the world, you can also participate finally in an Emerge event. And we'll have lots more for the rest of this year as well.
Yeah. So, wow, girls. Wow.
That was amazing.
Today was awesome.
Yeah, today was absolutely awesome. And our emergers, remember, say July 1st, we a step into the second half of the year with the marching band.
Yes.
Like it's some proper good up Jamaican marching band where we just have like pom pom and truck and drums and trumpet and trombone because
We should have a New Year celebration after the World Cup.
Second half of the year, we are still here. We are not sitting back in a corner. We are turning up. We're showing up, and we're making sure everybody is stepping in loudly. So enjoy the rest of your week. We can't wait to see you again next week. We love you guys.
We love you. Thank you
for sharing your Wednesday evening with us. You are like our virtual best friend, and we love you.
Bye, guys.
Next week.
Next week, Wednesday.